And so love is about how you treat each other and love each other. And so now he talks about this kind of love, and he says, there is a style of love. There is a style in this kind of love, and it is a special kind of word, and you've probably heard the word agape love, God's kind of love. One guy expressed it like this: it is the spontaneous, unmerited love and favor of God that has been shown to us rebellious and pride-filled creatures. Let me read it again. Spontaneous, unmerited love and favor of God. Now just stop right there and talk about how do we love each other. It ought to be spontaneous. It ought to have to be planned. It doesn't have to be coerced. It just moves out of us. When we have been singing today, we have taken our sorrows and we have taken them to Christ, and He's given us His great joy. We've taken our pain and given it to Him. We thank Him for what He's done. We sang that over and over. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. When your heart is full of gratefulness and thankfulness to God and the things He has done for you, it's easy to love someone else who is not like you are. It's just natural. Now, if you find it hard to love someone who's not like you, something's wrong in you. Something's not right in you. That's the way the world is. They love the ones they like or the ones they agree with. You know, get into a discussion with someone who disagrees with you, and all of a sudden they don't really want to talk to you. When you get into a discussion with someone who doesn't like what you're saying, you have to still love them. Care for them. Don't turn your back on people. We love people. We love each other. You don't like the same things? Fine. Love is about something that's down inside. It's spontaneous. It is unmerited. If you're waiting for people to earn your love, you are mistaken. Love loves no matter what they do. So love in this sense, this agape kind of love, actually says to someone, you can do whatever and I still will love you. That is not what I see a lot today. I'll love you as long as you act right. I'll love you as long as you do what I think you should be doing. No. This is unmerited agape love. It has nothing to do with the actions of another. And what God is saying is, in church, what do we like? We love someone, even when they sin. We love someone, even when they mistreat us. We love someone, even if they aren't lovable. Which brings to mind that when we love someone, we don't point our finger and accuse. There's only one accuser of the brethren, right? And it's not the pastor. And it's not you. It's the devil. Accusing is what he does. What we are to do is to love each other. Care for each other. So we put you in groups and we tell you, come on, learn to love each other. But they're not all my friends, I don't know. Well, grow up. Learn to love. When it's not easy. Go into your group this next week and say, I know I don't know very many of these people, Lord, but God help me to be loving towards everyone in that room. How hard is that, people? It is very hard when He is not your obsession. But when you love God, you let His love flow through you, and you care for other people. It's more about them. You walk into a group. If you walk into a group saying, well, I hope somebody talks to me. Hope somebody asks me enough questions. Hope somebody shows some interest in me. I'm going to guarantee you, you are going to be disappointed. Because it's just like any other thing that you want. It's never going to be enough. When God is all you care about, you walk into a room of a life group or any other group that you meet in, and you simply say, I am here to be God's vessel, to minister to those around me. Don't know anybody, don't know anything, scared to death. Scared they might know stuff about me they shouldn't. I don't know, Lord. I don't want to get close. No, you start saying, Lord, this is about you, and how can you use me to this group? And you might find yourself the happiest person in that whole group. Because it is in giving that you receive. If you demand to receive, you'll never get what you really need. Because the biblical principle is, give, and it will be given unto you. you give. So you give love, and you receive love in return. That doesn't always happen. There are always people who are ungodly in church, right? Everybody says, yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, it's every one of us at times are ungodly, right? And I understand that. Then forgive them. See, there really is no excuse for being unloving, is there? You know, what did Jesus say about loving? First he said, we would show people out there how to love someone even though they're unloving. How to love someone even though they don't act right. How to love someone even though they don't talk right. Lord, how do we do that? Well, we do it with the power of God in our lives. But here's what Jesus also said. He said to love your enemies. Now, you are not enemies, right? Okay, somebody say, yeah, we're not enemies. Yeah, we're not enemies, right? We're friends here. We're family here. We're God's family here. We're family here. We're not enemies. If you can't even love family, how in the world are you going to go out there and love your enemy? You're not going to be able to. You have to learn to love both. To love your... See, there's no excuse, is there? You're going to stand before God and say, well, I couldn't do that because... If he had just done what he did, I wouldn't have done what I did. If you wouldn't have been mean to me, I wouldn't have been mean to you. Really? You're going to think that's going to stand in front of Jesus? You really think you're going to be able to go in front of the Lord and say, I just want you to know, Lord, that I was going to be more loving to people, but they weren't very loving to me. And you know what the Lord is going to say? Do you know what he's going to say? No. He's going to look at you and just say, I don't care about what they did. If someone mistreats you, I am with you. I have all my graces available for you. All you had to do was get your grace in your time of need, Hebrews says. Find your grace in time of need and forgive. Find your grace in time of need and give a kind response. Proverbs says for us to return, or Jesus said to return good for evil. Not bad for evil, but good for evil. And so he says to us, how can you not love each other? If you don't love each other, how in the world are you going to love those outside of the kingdom? People, you got to work on love, don't we? Loving each other. You know the problem in loving each other? You get to know each other. And we know things about each other, don't we? And you're all sitting there saying, no, there's things about my life you don't know. Right? Yeah. What you're going to find in the kingdom is you're able to pour your heart with someone and show who you are and still be loved. You'll know what real love is. Real love. What does the Old Testament say? Love covers a multitude of sins. Love covers a multitude of sins. What does that mean in the church? Agape love says, you know what? You sinned, but I still treat you with love. I still treat you with kindness. I won't be like the world. I'll be different. So love, it's its style. Love's motive. When I considered love's motive here, I thought when I was looking at this, you look at verse 9. It says, "In this I pray that your love may abound still more and more in real knowledge and discernment." And I thought about it's more and more. What is the motivation for love? 1 Corinthians talks about the kind of love we're supposed to have. When I think about motivation, it is always this. Your love for each other needs to seek the best for the other. Seeking God's best for the other. That's the opposite of selfishness. Selfishness is, I enter into this relationship so I can get something I need. Some people marry for that. I got married because I needed this. But real love says, I care more about you. I want the very best for you. When you think about God, you know, how many times have you heard someone say, I prayed and God didn't do it, and so I'm mad at God. But what they prayed for was not what God wanted. God is not out to injure you. He is out to give you your very best. He's out to do what's best for you. Maybe you need this problem in your life. Maybe you need this conflict in your life. Maybe you need this to learn to trust Him. God is always about what's best for you. That's what real love is. So how does He demonstrate that? Romans 5:8 says that God demonstrated His love towards us. And while we were sinners, His enemy, Christ died for us. That's how he demonstrates love. He does what we need when we need it. And so sometimes love is about confronting. Sometimes love is about discipline. Sometimes love is about a hug. Sometimes love is about saying a kind word. But it always has the person's best in mind. Most of us, at times, all of us, don't really love. We love ourselves. And we do what's best for us. And I'll guarantee you that if your life is pictured by doing what's best for you, you will never, never get God's best for you. Because you don't know what's best for you. That's called trust. That's called saying, God, I don't know. I just simply don't know what's best. I don't know. See, we are very arrogant, aren't we? We know what's best. We know the best house, the best person, best thing, the best job, what to do with our money. We always know what's best. That's why we protect it. Some of you protect yourselves by doing what you think is best for you. But that's not what you're called to. You're called to do what's best for others. To put others before yourself. You know the old acronym JOY. Jesus first, others second, yourself last. You ever heard that? How many of you heard that? We just did. Joy is Jesus first, others second, yourself last. Why? Because there's no joy in you being first. It doesn't work. It's ungodly. And so the best is, Jesus, I love you with all of my heart. You people, I love you with all of my heart. And then God will take care of me. I will love you, I will love others, and God will take care of me. The opposite is, I have to take care of myself, I have to protect myself, to guarantee I'll get what I need, and I'm going to demand it, require it, expect it, and you are miserable. There is no joy. Because when you get what you think you need, it never gives you joy. Ever. So love's content is the next part. Look what he says about this love in verse 9. He says, you may abound more and more in real knowledge and all discernment. Paul wants their love to be in knowledge. This is actually a word, doesn't mean just knowledge, it means full knowledge. You never heard the term love is blind? Yeah, that's for young people. You know, people, when you get a little older and you get married when you're older, it's really hard. You know why it's hard? Because you're not blind anymore. Young couple gets married, they're clueless, right? I just love her. She's so great. And the older people are going, oh boy, you wait. You wait till you have to live in the same room together and brush your teeth in the same place. You wait till he throws his socks and his underwear on the floor. Yeah, you love him. You just wait. Why? Because when love is blind, you just do silly things and you do things. But you know what? Paul is saying, no, love needs to be full knowledge. Not blind. What does he mean, though, by full knowledge? It's that we don't overlook faults and weaknesses. We see them clearly. And we love anyway. We don't act as if they don't exist. But we love anyway. We don't accuse and condemn. We maybe talk. One time Mary Jo informed me that did I not know that I was putting my brush and leaving it on the counter every morning. I had no idea. So ever since that day, I've put my brush away. Because she said, you know, you leave your brush out every day. And I said, I never noticed. It was always in my drawer. And notice she was putting it away. So I always put it away, except one time. And that's when she left her brush on the counter. And so I put my brush right beside her brush. But she very kindly said, do you know you put your brush out, leave your brush out? And I said, I didn't know that. Do you know that ever since she said that, every morning, after I brush my hair, I go, put that away, Roger. Yes, ma'am. And I put it away. Why? Because I love her. Why not? I can leave it out. Just say, get used to it. Why would I do something that selfish? How about just say, oh, okay, I guess that bugged her, huh? Love someone, you do what they need, what they want. You care for them. When you love each other, you say, what do you need? I love you. I care about you. You walk into church and you see someone and you say, I hope they talk to you. You say, God, how can I minister to this person? How can I care for this person? How can I show love to this person? Put yourself last. And you will find more love for you, not less. Now I'm going to finish this next week because there's way too much here. That's the first of many.